standing there, two persons will be standing here. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to request for recording anyways. Okay. So first you are going to plan out. So that plan is nothing but flowcharts. Okay, flowcharts and as well as algorithm. It does not mean the moment you write a flowcharts or algorithms, code would be automatically generated. No, that is the second step. The initial step is flowcharts. So here I'm just showcasing that when I write a program, first it has to accept a number. Second, it has to multiply that number, whatever you have received, and put it into Y and then display Y. This is the program, I mean, so flowcharts which I'm depicting. Right. In the similar way, there could be multiple other programs which would be there. If you write like this, what happens is the user, say for example, right now, if I am evaluating your program and if I see the flow charts, I can easily make it out if there are any mistakes. So flowcharts is a very first step to depict your plan. And second thing is about your algorithm. Algorithm is also not your plan. Okay. Is there any doubts or confusions in understanding this part, flowcharts?
No, sir.
Very good, excellent. Okay. Now the same thing, I will try to write an algorithm for this. Okay. So algorithm, I will take a notepad or MS would be fine. Okay, because Word document. I'm using Word. Why? Because it will be, I can showcase with the bigger fonts. So what was the first step? First was start. Okay, right. That was our first step. Where is it? Here, first. And second step is accept a number in X. So I would say start, accept a number and store it in variable. I'm just writing in detail in the beginning part. Later on point, just give me only one few seconds. Yeah. So accept a number and store it in variable X. Now I'm writing little bit detail in the beginning phase. Later on, it's not required to write in so detailed. Okay. It's just a high level instructions. Accept a number, store it in variable called as X or Y or A, anything. Okay. I'll take as X. Okay. Next, what I'm doing, okay, multiply X with X and store in a variable called as Y. Display Y and stop. Right. So this is a simple algorithms. You can see, you can compare the similarities. I mean, both are almost same. The only thing is here, okay, here it is in pictorial representations and here it is, you have to read it. Okay. So as I said, flowcharts would be helpful to explain overall entire application. Say you're working on a banking application or you're working on some pharmaceutical related applications. Guys, someone who is having access, they are drawing something on the board. Just refrain from that, or else we have to just disable the user's applications. I mean, accessibility. Just take care of this. Okay. So let me see if I can disable this. Rabia, in case if you are there, see if you can erase this. Oh, recognize reactions from the optimized. Fine. Where was I? I was telling about to explain the high level flow charts would be useful for how do you achieve small tasks. Algorithms would be very useful. Okay. So now we can see for small tasks also we have written a flow chart and we have written a algorithm. So you are able to make out difference and also you are able to understand what is algorithm, what is flowcharts. See, algorithm is just nothing but a common language instructions. You're not talking about detail. You're not talking about any uh, color designing part, layout part, or UI accessibility, nothing. Only with respect to your business logic, you're explaining in the flowcharts and algorithms. Any doubts over here, guys?
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I have just encountered few of the sites, okay, which is having showcasing more details about this. Let me try to, this is, if you want to know, you can make a note of this. This I'm using Lucid application. Okay. So you can use this reference. And next thing is with respect to here, there are some algorithms, set of algorithms. Okay. So this would help you for the beginners to understand what are the algorithms for. Okay. See, the algorithms like algorithm to add a two number. So this is algorithm to add a two number. Don't worry about the syntax, the grammatics, and the spellings or stuff like that. The intention is to give the clarity of step by step. See, adding two numbers, you can say add two numbers and display the results. That could have been done in a single statement, right? But you cannot write programming that way. For program, you have to keep it very simple instructions. Okay. Now you can see in the screen. I hope screen is visible to you guys. So what does it say? Start, declare two variables, num1, num2, read the values into num1, num2, add num1 and num2, assign this to sum, okay, and then display sum, right? So you can go through about the examples which is been present here and find out the largest number among these three, among the three numbers. You declare three variables ABC, read the value variables in ABC, see read or input or accept, all are one and the same. So don't go on the words part. It's just what exactly is the intention of that. Is it achieving that? If it is achieving, your algorithm is fine. Okay. So now here what you're saying, if A is greater than B and A is greater than C, display A is bigger. Okay. Else display C is bigger. Again, here we have if-else condition. There are if-else conditions which has been used to identify whether it is A is big or B is big or C is big. Okay. Now, say for example, if I want you to reduce the number of if conditions checks here and find out biggest of three numbers, how do you do that? Can someone who has already done little bit of programming can try to write the algorithms to achieve this? See, we have three numbers. I want to find out biggest of these three numbers, but imagine in such a way, whenever there is a conditions, this condition, I'll be paying 10 rupees. So here for this, how much money I'll be paying here? If A is greater than big 10, A is greater than C 20. Okay. In case if it is not falling under this, then display this. So like this, I'll be charged for so many conditions. How many conditions are there? Okay. How many conditions are used here? 1, 2, else is also one condition. 3, again, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6. Total 6 conditions has been used here, right? Now, if I want to reduce this number of conditions, how can I do that?
Sir, we can make use of logical gates, logical operations and all.
Okay, one way, but again, logical operator is also kind of comparison. You are saying if A is greater than B and A is greater than C, okay, that is much more costlier. Like, for example, here if I say this, if A is greater than B and A is greater than C, then print A, right? So like this, I will be going with how many conditions? First for A, next for B, next for C. There, yeah, this is for A, this is for B, and this is for C, right? Okay, I'm not replacing everything. 1,
Can we
2,
store temporary variable and then compare with that temp variable?
who's this?
Sorry, Shabana. Hello.
That's a very good approach. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. You have to make use of temporary variables. Now, the one who said like this, so here what happens is, this is one condition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus, this is also one condition, and is also one condition. So 6 plus 3, total 9 condition. So using logical is also 9 condition. But the ones Shabana, right? She said that is a good approach. Okay. So how we can do that? Okay, before that, for the beginners, I would like to just give one example of what is this variables and constants. Okay, might be the guys who are aware, you can just ignore the sentence, but I want even the basic beginners to come to a certain stage. Okay, so for the guys for whom you have a confusion, what is ABC, what is XYZ here, those are nothing but variables. Okay, now variables in sense, now let me take an example of the previous one what I used. We said we'll be playing a role of Akbar. Akbar was with Tenali Rama, right? I don't remember Tenali Rama. Okay, these are the two main characters of the drama, right? So while actually playing the drama, who will be playing that on the stage? It is real Akbar, or it is someone whom you plan to choose. Like it could be Rajesh, it could be Mahesh, or it could be uh, Adnan. Who will be actually playing the roles? This is the character, right? Okay, this is a character, and you'll be having some kind of instructions. Akbar would be having a sword in his hand. He'll be just swinging here and there, and Tenali Rama will be having a pot or something like this. Okay, so you describe a character accordingly. You describe the dress, right? But finally, on the stage, who will be there? Is it Akbar and I? It is Akbar and Birbal, right? Where is Tenali Rama coming from? He's also along with the Akbar's tales only, right? Or am I missing something? Anyone aware of who is Tenali Rama?
Yeah, Bill. It is Akbar and Birbal. Tenali
Yeah, Akbar
Rama.
and Birbal. Then where is Tenali Rama? I mean, where from Tenali Rama is coming?
He is another play, a different play.
Okay. Anyways, okay. Let me take Tenali Rama only for time. Okay, Akbar and Birbal. Right. Let it be like Akbar and Birbal. Okay, fine. So you have identified there are two characters, Akbar and Birbal. Okay, and you have written some kind of storylines. Akbar will tell this, Akbar will do this, Birbal will tell this, Birbal will do this. So when you actually do the rehearsal, how do you do it? You will get someone from your friend circles or your colleagues. Say, oh, I can see like I'll pick up names from here. Bhavna would be Birbal, and Chetan would be Akbar. Right? You define like this. So what you're doing is you are saying let Akbar's role be played by Abdul. Okay, and next you say let Birbal's role be played by who? By whom? By say, what is the name here? Chetan. This is how you just assume the things, right? And later on the stage, when Birbal addresses Akbar, who is going to respond? It is Abdul, right? And whenever Akbar, that is nothing but Abdul, is addressing Birbal, then Chetan is going to talk. So like this, for every character, you are assigning some roles. In the similar way, what we do is, in the programming part, we say A is equal to 10. Now, once we say A is equal to 10, whenever we say print A, what does it print?
10.
10, exactly. So these are nothing but variables. Okay, variable can store anything. You can say A is equal to 10, or you can say A is equal to 100 or 1000 or anything. Okay, and later on, if you say A, that 1000 or whatever the value that was stored would be printed back. Okay, so This is nothing but a variable and a constant. So here, as per our characters, Abdul, Chetan, all are actually constants. They cannot be changed. No one can come and change my name. But in the drama, they can assign me to Akbar or Birbal. And now during this execution of the drama, whenever they say Akbar, it is Abdul. Whenever they say Birbal, it is Chetan. And tomorrow, the next day, say I did not execute properly, so my role can be changed. Now Akbar can be someone different, right? So I hope you understood the basics of the constants and the variables. What is variable and what is a constant? Constants are those values like 10. No one can go and change the value of 10. 10 remains always 10. And Abdul is always Abdul, no matter what role he plays. Ultimately, after the role, Abdul remains Abdul. Same way to Chetan. So those are constants. You cannot change those values. Those are constants. Variables are temporary variables. Okay. So now let's pick up this task of identifying biggest of three numbers. Okay, Shabana, you had said like making use of variables. Can you
Hmm.
help me to say I will declare integer A, integer B, and integer C? See here, when I say integer, what does integer means? Integer says what kind of value can be stored into it. See, sometimes what happens is uh, Abdul cannot play a role of elephant, right? Okay. I mean, there are some restrictions there. So the variable what you declare, you would be defining. See here, during this conversation, guys, especially in terms of programming, you need to have visualization. You need to visualize things. Okay. When I say Abdul cannot play a role of elephant, in that case, you just need to visualize. Yes, elephant is something different in height, weight, and other stuff. How Abdul can play. Okay. So that visualization will help a lot in terms of actual programming. Okay. So before we declare a variable, we need to decide what kind of value can it go into it. Now, if I'm using only integers, in that case, I have to declare it as a. Okay, I'm sorry, declare it as integer. Okay, we'll be talking about in detail about data types step by step. Okay, but right now I'll say integer A, integer B, and integer C. So these are the three variables I have declared, and I might accept the values or I might assign it. I'll say A is equal to 10. I'll say B is equal to let 20 and C is equal to 30. Okay. Now what is the next step I have to do to find out? Rather, we'll go in terms of algorithms only. Okay. The way we have declared. So instead of going with syntax, okay, first we'll understand the basics logic. I will say start, and first I'll say accept three numbers in A, B, and C. So I'm assuming the user, when he enters first value, it goes to A, second value, it goes to B, and third value goes to C. Right. Now, what is the next step? Uh, any guess?
Compare. Yeah.
No. Shabana had
Repeat.
said something with respect to temporary variables.
Yeah,
Do I
yeah.
need to declare a variable?
Yeah. Has a temp.
Declare a variable called as temp. Say ignore syntaxes here. Okay, mistakes, spelling mistakes. So I declare a variable temp. Now what do I do with the variable temp?
You swap the numbers with the
Temper.
No.
We'll compare and store that value into temp.
Okay. What should I compare? I declared a variable temp. Now what should I do? I will say if A is greater than B.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
Assign that assign A to temp.
okay. Then I'll say temp is equal to A, right? So the value of A goes and stores into temp. Okay. Next, if
If temp is greater than C,
then temp
it's
become
No, if C is greater than temp, then temp becomes C. We can change it like that.
Okay.
If C is greater than temp, assign that C.
Okay. So temp, if C is greater than temp, then temp is equal to C. Fine. And next, finally, what do I say?
We'll print temp. That is the largest number.
Temp is the biggest number. I'll say just print. Stop. So what we will do is, okay, we'll try to take up some examples. Say in the very scenario number 1, I will enter 10, I will enter 20, and I will enter 30. So where does 10 goes? To A. And where does 20 goes?
B.
To
B.
B. Okay. And where does 30 goes? To C. So in this scenario, we'll just check out, okay, how does it work? We will declare one variable. Now I have declared one variable called as temp, 10. Okay. So when first in this execution, what would happen if A is greater than B? What is A? A is 10. Is A greater than B? No. Okay. So
Yeah. Abdul, we can call it as highest instead of temp. We can call that variable as highest.
okay,
So it's
let me
easy
do
for
that.
everyone to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big number. I'll
Highest,
say big number.
highest
Make
number.
sense?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'll say big number. Okay. So now what I'm doing, A is greater than B. A is 10, B is 2. No, it's not greater. Okay. So what happens? This statement will not be executed because this condition is not satisfied. Now C is greater than big. Okay, big, there's no value at all, right? See, I'm not trying to find out mistakes, but I'm trying to tell how do we execute virtually in your mind and ensure that your program is right. Okay, so there is some business logic problem here, and hence, guys, whosoever has written this yellow color lines, can you just erase it? Is it visible to everyone or only for me?
It's visible to everyone.
Okay. Rabia, if at all, if you're there, if you can just try to clear, or else you make me admin, host, Rabia, or someone who is
It's
around
not
there.
happening, sir.
Huh?
It's not happening. Sunil, Sudha,
It
Sudha,
can only be
Sunil,
erased by
please
the
erase.
person who written.
Okay. You
Sudha,
make me
Sunil,
admin, Rabia.
please erase.
You just select me and make me host. From the
Okay.
participant list, you select me and make me as a host.
Okay, sir.
So sorry, I just wanted to move the screen and the pen,
Okay.
and
Oh,
I
no,
don't
no
know what
worries, no
to.
worries. ठीक है, no worries. I think now I'm admin. Let me try to erase that. App, more, annotations, hide. Share, pause, annotate. Clear all annotations. Right. Okay, fine. Done. I'll explain you, Rabia, how to do it next time onwards. Okay, fine.
Okay, sir.
Now, yeah. So now what we are trying to do is here there is some problem with the logic. Okay. Why? Because instead of going behind this logic, I will tell you how do I do this. If you give me a task, okay, from here I will copy the same stuff. Okay. I will just put it over here. Accept 3 numbers ABC. Declare a variable big number. Okay. And assign value of A to big number. I will assume the big number is A. Okay. Next, what I will do is I will say if B is greater than big number, then B is equal to big number. Next, I will say if C is greater than big number, okay, then I will say C is big number. Okay, so this is the way I am thinking. Let us try to execute with scenarios. So scenario 1, 10, 20, 30. So what happens to big number in the very first case? What is value of big number after
10.
executing this line?
It's 10.
It's 10. Okay. Now, after executing second line, if B is greater than B, what is value of B?
20.
20. So is B greater than big number? That is B is
Yes,
20.
sir.
Is 20 greater than what is value of big number?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Guys, everyone needs to understand this. This is a very important. The guys who are in the basics. Okay. So here B is nothing but value as 20. Okay. This is B. Okay. And where is B? Fine. So the value of B is 20, 20 greater than big number. Big number value is what? 10. So B is greater than 10. Yes. So now what is the value of, okay, here it should be reverse way. I should say
Big number
big
is equal.
number. I will say something like this. Okay. So big number gets a value of B. This representation is better. Big number is equal to C. So once this gets executed, now what is the value there in big number? Earlier
20.
in this statement, it was 10. After executing this condition is satisfied and this statement is executed. So what is the value of big number now?
20.
20. Okay. Now at this stage, the value of big number is 20 because this condition is satisfied. Now I'll come over here. If C is greater than big number, what is value of C? Value of C is how much? 30. Okay, and value of big number is 20. So this says yes, 30 is greater than 20. So that means whatever is the value of C, put it into big number. So value of C is 30. Now big number became 30. Right? And so finally when I print, okay, I print the biggest number. Now let's take another values, another scenario. We'll take scenario 2 where I enter 30, 20 and 10. In this scenario, what happens? Very first time, what is the value of big number when this gets executed?
30.
30. Very good. And next, if B is greater than big number, is B greater than a big number? That means B is what? B is 20. Is 20 greater than 30?
No.
So this will not be executed. And next, what is value of C? Here,
10.
10. Is 10 greater than 30? No. So finally, what is there in big number? 30. That gets. So in the similar way, we can have multiple scenarios and we can get it verified during our exams or when you're writing a program with different scenarios. Like you might test with 10, 20, and 15, something like this. So you have to run through with different variables and you need to execute as if you're writing the program. Okay. Fine. That's how you'll be able to solve. And as you see, the example which has been given here, this part, how many conditions are there, or the other explanation which was given here, how many conditions are there, and this one, how many conditions are there. So here, how many conditions are there in this program? It is also doing the same purpose. But can you see how many conditions are here? 1, 2.
Two, sir.
Only 2 conditions, right? So this is good programming. Okay, where you are trying to reduce number of instructions. Okay, what happens? It executes fast. Okay, so programming is one part, good programming is another part, right, guys? So now what I want you to do is, I want you to do the exercise of some of the exercise I had just noted down. First, I want you to write an algorithms for, see, first one, no, not an issue. That is for your reference. But I want So in the next session, we will be walking through these steps. Okay. Have you received this algorithm to add numbers, algorithm to find largest of 3 numbers? These two, we can ignore it. Algorithm to sum of all the numbers. Do you understand what does it mean? I'm talking about this one. Say if the user entered 125, the output would be 1 plus 2 plus 5. Right? So what is the results?
8.
Excellent. Okay. So in the similar way, if the user enters 300 or 242, the output should be what?
8.
8. So like this, I want you to write programs for all this stuff. Reverse a number means, if we compare it to the above example, 125 would be 21.
Oh.
Okay. And 242 will also be 242. And if this number and
ले आओ और इसे उठा लियो मैं कर लेती हूँ आ जाओ इसे उठा लियो
उठा लियो भी. Okay. And so what is palindrome? Guys, do you understand what is palindrome?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anyone who is not having idea of what is palindrome? Okay, let me explain you in case if at all if you're not aware. Palindrome is nothing but once you reverse a number, it remains the same. Say for example 242. By mistake it came up, and when I reversed it, it becomes 242. That is palindrome. Okay. So now here it's to accept a number, reverse it, and check if the values is same. Okay. And algorithm to check if a given number is odd or even, and to check if it is a prime number. Guys, does anyone not understand what is a prime number? Anyone who is having a question, what is a prime number?
175 multiply by
Number which can divide by itself and 1.
Okay. Right. You're right. So any number that gets divided by itself or by 1, that is called as prime number. 5, 7 is best example. 9 is not a prime number because 9 can be divided by 3. Yeah, 11, 17. Okay, and 29. I think, yeah, 29. Okay, so like this, any number that cannot be divided by any other than apart from itself. Best examples is 1, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 are the prime numbers. Okay, I'll just give a clue for the guys who are really very new to the programming. What we do here is to find out whether we have something called as modulus operator or mod operator. This, if you divide by any number, to check out whether there is a remainder or not, we make use of this mod operator. Okay, so the same mod operator would be used here. I think so. Okay, I don't remember. It's a long time here at Reddit, but I feel this number, this mod operator can be used even for the prime number. Okay, so here we are not talking about any programming language, guys. We are just trying to address how do we solve these problems. That's it. We are not talking about any C language or Java language, anything. Okay, so I want you guys, especially who are in the beginning parts, I want you to give some thoughts, come up with some algorithms. Don't just Google and copy and paste it. Try to resolve by yourself. The more you put in efforts, you put your brain to use, it will grow. The moment you start using Google for even the simple thing, okay, it will be I mean, you're not utilizing your brains. Okay, try to use your brains. Don't Google it. Try to solve this. Say, for example, try to give forget about this. This could be like something different. When I say sum of all the numbers, you have to think mathematically. How do I get this? How do I get 1? How do I get 5? How do I get 2? So again, probably here also the mod can be used. Okay, fine. Okay, so in case if you are not able to resolve also probably because of some stuff like when you say integer of some divided by some numbers, okay. In fact, it's a long time when I have used it. I'm not getting, but try to put it into statements how you can achieve it. Okay. If you're not able to do it, still it is fine. Okay. But I want everyone to attempt it. And the guys who are already aware of these things, it's okay. I understand. Okay. Fine. Just remember one thing. One of my last question: when does knowledge starts and when does knowledge ends? Just answer me. We can end the session and we can have the session next. So when do you think, guys, knowledge starts? Where does it starts? When does it starts and when does it ends? Does it start from schooling? Does it start from mother and ends with when you get married, or your knowledge starts when you get married?
Knowledge does not end, sir. It may begin, but it cannot end.
Sorry?
Knowledge does not end, sir. It keeps changing by time.
Voice is not clear. If someone who has understood can just repeat. Okay, any other answers apart from this guy?
Knowledge never ends, but when it starts, that is something.
From birth, the moment you get matured mentally, or the moment you join schools. Okay, so there are various guesses here. Actually, knowledge starts when a person says, I don't know or I want to learn. And knowledge ends when he says, oh, I know. Simple steps. Okay. So the moment you feel that, yes, you want to learn, you have to learn. There are a lot of things to learn. Your brain gets open up to learn things. And the moment any person says, yeah, I'm knowledgeable. I know everything. So that's where the knowledge stops. Okay. Fine, guys. So let me know how was the sessions and was it boring or was it useful? Any feedbacks? I'll share you with the Tabriz number right now, as promised in the beginning of the session. I'll share the numbers. The guys who are already aware of Java can help us in other activities. Okay, and also Shabana, right? One of the candidates.
Yeah.
And who's the other one who's completed, who's already aware in Java? Okay, you can just connect with Tabriz directly. Okay, and yeah, any inputs, any feedbacks, we can close in 2 minutes if there is anything from your side. We can stop recording, please. Unnecessarily it will increase the